Welcome to Cindy's Creative Inspirations. For this series of videos, I will be featuring Viva Decor's 3D stamp paints. These 3D stamp paints feature a heavily pigmented, sparkly metallic finish. There are 12 colors, 10 metallic, and then there are 2 matte finishes. The 2 matte finishes are black and white, and those are going to be what we are going to explore in this series of videos. In this video, I'm going to show you projects using this black matte stamp paint. These paints come in an almost 2-ounce jar, and they can be applied to your projects in a variety of ways. Today, I will be using a sponge and a spouncer in this video. So let's explore this technique. This is what I want to show you how we're going to make. What I have used is the 2 metallic finishes in violet and moss green. And this is the moss and this is the violet. And I'm going to apply those with the spouncer, which is this tool here. It's washable and it's very easy to use. So I'm going to start out with the purple, and I'm just going to work this around. Now you can actually dab it on, or you can swirl it on it. And now I'm going to use the green, and I'm going to just go over and you can build these up. So what you can do is, once you get this color, you can add a little more of the purple by just bouncing it on, and do it until you get it to your desired background colors. Now, of course, I like the purple and green, so it takes about 3 to 5 minutes to let this dry. So now that I have this, and you can see the metallic finish, I'm going to take this one that I already have let dry, and I'm going to show you the next technique. And I always suggest you work on a non-stick craft mat because you want to be able to clean this very easily off that. So I'm going to flip this over. So here's my dried piece, and now this is one of the Tim Holtz stamps. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the black stamp paint and you're going to spounce it onto your stamp. Once you get the entire thing covered, then we're going to turn it over and we're going to stamp it directly onto our finish that we created a few minutes ago. Now, with a metallic paint, it has a texture. You can build up that texture as thick as you want before you stamp on it with this. And now I'm going to stamp directly onto that with this stamp. Make sure to give it some firm pressure so it gets into that stamp paint. And now you can see we have a beautiful stamped image of the black directly onto our metallic paint. So that is one fun technique. This is the 3D Embossability Shell Beauty, and what I did was I took that same purple and that same green, and I used a copper foil, and then I sponged onto it with the same green and violet, and it is absolutely stunningly beautiful when you see it. So it just goes to show you that you don't necessarily have to use it on paper. You can use it on a lot of different other applications. So the next thing I would like to show you is how to make this beautiful background here. What you want to do with that is we're going to take 2 more colors, and this time we're going to use lime green, which to me really isn't lime green, but this is the lime green color. And I leave my foil on just because that way I think it kind of saves the ink a little bit. and the rose. So we're going to be using those two colors this time. And this is just water, soap and water cleanup, so it's very easy. And this time I'm going to be using some sea sponges, just some natural sea sponges. And we're going to take some of both colors and just kind of sponge it all over. And you can do it as thick as you want or as light as you want. And this is going to be a resist technique. And when you get as much color onto your project as you wish, and again, there's really no science, it's just kind of making it however you want it to look. You can either dry it or let it air dry for a few minutes. So this is what it looks like, and I'm actually going to dry it. And now the next step to this is to take a distress ink, and I'm going to use Dusty Concord from Tim Holtz, and the distress ink will not stick to the metallic stamp paint. So we're going to get a little bit of color here onto the ink blending tool with one of the foams. I'm going to get some of the color, and then you're simply going to run this in a circular motion. You can use more than one color, but this just gives you a gorgeous background. I stuck it in one of the other colors that was down here, but I think I got a little bit of black. And now you can see how beautiful that resist technique is. You can take the 3D black matte paint and now stamp into any image and stamp directly onto this for a beautiful effect. I will be back soon with another 3D stamp video showing additional techniques using the matte finish, black, and the white paints. This is just one of the projects that I'm going to show you using the white paint. Happy creating! Thanks for watching. All of the products used in this video can be found on stampingscrapping.com.